I've spent the last few weeks grinding through every major AI video generator I could get my hands on, burning through credits just to figure out which ones are actually worth your time and hard-earned money. I made sure to use the exact same prompts and assets across every single platform, so this wouldn't be a rigged fairy tale, just pure apples-to-apples performance testing. What I found was honestly wild. Some of the most hyped models completely underdelivered, while a couple of dark horses that everyone seems to be sleeping on totally surprised me. Before we dive into the rankings, a quick reality check on your workflow. Testing 7 different engines usually means 7 subscriptions, 7 browser tabs, and a massive amount of wasted time. I ran everything through a single aggregator to save my sanity, but even then, getting from raw, long-form footage to a stack of ready-to-post clips is a massive headache. That is exactly where I'll be weaving Vizard into this story later on. Because no matter how good an AI generator is, creators still need a fast way to chop, schedule, and actually publish those clips. So here's the lineup. 7 heavy hitters: Veo 3.1, Kling 3.0, Grok Imagine, Sora 2, Wan 2.6, Hyo 2, and Seedance 2.0, all put through the ringer across 6 intense creative tests. We graded them on the stuff that matters: realism, motion physics, texture detail, prompt adherence, and pure raw usefulness for creators who need to publish content that actually lands. Our first test was a cinematic action sequence, a first-person dirt bike ride through a dense jungle, hitting top speed and then launching off a cliff. Veo 3.1 gave us a decent start, but the output felt soft and low resolution, and the rider literally vanished into thin air at the cliff jump. Definitely not ready for cinematic action. Kling 3.0 was a different story. It was solid with natural motion and foliage, and it absolutely nailed the jump without any weird morphing. Grok Imagine showed some nice attention to detail, even correctly animating the speedometer, making it a surprisingly dependable choice for this specific test. Sora 2 offered the most photorealistic look, but it was inconsistent, eventually spitting out a floating contextless bike that ruined the immersion. Wan 2.6 started fine, but completely degenerated at the cliff edge, reverting into some kind of cartoonish, low-quality video game aesthetic. Hyo 2 struggled immensely here, throwing in a random, unprompted second rider and creating bizarre artifacts mid-jump. Seedance 2.0 felt truly cinematic right out of the gate, with realistic motion and a flawless cliff jump that made it a top-tier contender. For the action category, Kling and Seedance are your safest bets, while Grok offers fantastic value if you're working on a budget. Next, we move to the fight scene test. 2 men in a nighttime train station, one in a tailored suit performing precise martial arts against a clumsy but aggressive opponent. This test is absolute brutality for AI because the physics, timing, and character consistency have to be perfect. Veo 3.1 failed the vibe check here, adding random light effects and stretching the timing into something that felt sluggish and offbeat. I was pleasantly surprised by Kling 3.0, which delivered grounded choreography that made the fight feel surprisingly believable. Grok Imagine provided clean physics and a convincing ending, making it one of the few models that felt truly usable for a scripted scene. Sora 2 unfortunately threw errors on this test, which is a shame, because its photorealism would have been amazing for close-quarter combat. Wan 2.6 struggled with the physics, and Hyo 2 was just too glitchy to be taken seriously, leaving the fight scene largely unwatchable. Then we tested realism in lip sync with a woman in a bookstore, delivering a quiet, introspective line while looking into a mirror. Veo 3.1 sharpened the image in a way that felt synthetic, and the lip sync was hit or miss, while Kling 3.0 nailed the natural breathing and handheld camera feel. Grok Imagine was even sharper here, delivering expressive micro-expressions that felt genuinely human. Sora 2 made a weird mistake and whispered the lines, seemingly confusing the bookstore prompt for a quiet library, while Wan 2.6's gaze was just completely off. Moving on to the text-to-video scene. Running out of a damaged tunnel at sunrise into a city reveal, climbing rubble, and lighting a signal fire. Veo 3.1 didn't follow the sequence at all, whereas Kling 3.0 mostly nailed the progression, even if the climbing animation felt a little bit floaty. Grok Imagine was the winner in this round, delivering a completely natural step-by-step interpretation of the entire prompt. Sora 2 started strong but lost all intention mid-run, and Seedance 2.0 was flawless, creating a movie-like experience that honestly looked like a professional film shot. In the animation test, we asked for a Pixar-style 3D woman in a yellow raincoat on a rainy street, and Kling 3.0 was basically magic. It perfectly captured that smooth, stylized animation look, while Grok Imagine gave us a great pullback shot, though it skipped the orbiting camera move. Finally, the emotions test, a dashboard cam of a woman driving at dusk, breaking down into tears, which is incredibly hard to get right. Veo 3.1 was frankly dangerous and off-key, while Kling 3.0 felt genuine, though it lacked those subtle teardrops that would have sold the scene. Grok Imagine had real tears, but it kind of overdid it. Like a faucet left running, and Sora 2 ignored the visual prompt but still produced a strong emotional sequence. So here is the wrap-up. If you care about value, Grok Imagine is a fantastic, consistent tool, and Seedance is your best bet for pure cinematic quality. Kling 3.0 is the most reliable all-rounder, while Sora 2 is essentially a beautiful wildcard that you can't always depend on for production. But here is the real creator lesson. It doesn't matter how pretty the render is if you still have to manually chop, caption, and schedule every single clip. That is the exact gap Vizard bridges. It's not trying to replace these generators, it's designed to finish the work they start. You can take raw long-form outputs from any of these models, feed them into Vizard, and it automatically finds the viral high-energy moments. It handles the captions, suggests the best crops for different platforms, and even manages the posting schedule so you aren't sitting there babysitting your feeds. This is the invisible multiplier that changes the game. The generators give you the ingredients, but Vizard is the chef that plates them perfectly. In my testing, I took a 12-minute scene from Kling, ran it through Vizard, and it generated 6 snackable platform-ready clips in minutes. One of those clips actually outperformed the long-form video because Vizard identified the attention peak instantly, which is something you just can't do manually. My advice? Use a hybrid flow. Use the faster, cheaper models for your iterations. Render the final cinematic pass on the fancy engine, and then let Vizard handle the rest. If you stop chasing formats and let a tool handle the pipeline, you'll stop wasting hours and finally start building an audience at scale. I can walk through a sample workflow next, so drop a comment telling me which AI engine you want to see me turn into 10 optimized, ready-to-post clips using Vizard.